Chris Calvi, had lunch with him. Fucking amazing, dude. I brought him in on a job once where I was like kind of a supervising animator. And which was great. You could kind of get your pick of the litter, you know, sort of decide who your team was. And I was like, I know I want Chris, because Chris is going to be this well-rounded person that doesn't have a giant ego, that can do some rigging, can do some weird technical shit on a downshooter, can do can build things with his hands. He could build effects. We were doing water effects and shit. Can test things. Is a self-starter. Has an amazing. If anybody knows Chris Calvi, you know his work ethic is out of control. Like, the dude is just going to work. You know, if you're paying him an hourly wage to show up and actually work, you don't have to babysit him. He's going to work. He's going to find things to do. And when you check in with him, he'll be like, yeah, I didn't see you, so I built this thing over here thinking that, you know, maybe we use it, maybe we don't. You know, I could have wasted company time and, you know, like, had an extra beer at lunch and taken a nap right there on that beanbag. But no, I went above and beyond. His daddy taught him right, or his mama. He loved his mama, I tell you. He's a Boston boy, you know, son of a police officer. He's got discipline and work ethic, and he's got character, you know, old school. Just love that guy. Just love him. He's so lovable. And it's so funny because all the woodland creatures know he's lovable too. Like, squirrels walk up to him, and he'll give animal, like, random, just wild animals treats. He was telling me the story over lunch. Like, there's this one squirrel that crawls up his body up to his torso, which would freak me out because I'm just looking at those teeth going, you could just bite my whole face off. But they just want a little attention. They just want to play, and they just want a snack. And so he's kind of like Gandalf the White, you know. He's just like, oh, little squirrel here you go. So sweet. And his hair, talk about Gandalf the White. His hair has just gone white like a wizard. And he's the guy who always has the library. You know, he's got all the comic books. He's got all the model kits. He's got boatloads of music on tap. You know, if he ever invites you over to his house, you know, you pick from a cornucopia of amazing music. He goes to live shows. He sees crazy bands you haven't heard of in fucking decades. He, you know, his favorite pastime is to huff glue over a little table and make a sweet model while, you know, half watching some Marvel movie, and takes little breaks to, you know, sip a beer and make a sandwich and cuddle with his kitties. He's just he's a soul daddy. He knows how to live. He knows exactly how to remain in the leisure lane, you know, while still showing up and kicking ass. Anyway, I love that guy. I remember he was shooting some Star Wars shots, big exterior kind of tauntaun walker, or no, AT-AT walkers for Robot Chicken, and he just totally geeked out. He would show up on set every day with like aviator goggles, like those welding goggles. He just, you know, he looked so, what is it, cyberpunk? What's the, I can't forget the name of it. Just the whole, turn of the century shit. God, what is that fucking... Is it cyberpunk? I guess it is. But he always had, he always shaves his hair in some crazy giant do. He's not afraid of tattoos and mohawks and pink or purple or green hair. And he is just he has such a great heart. I think back in the day, he was even one of those, it's not a candy striper. It's sort of like in big inner cities, like big cities, like, Chicago and Boston and New York, that have, railway, systems, and not like LA where it's all sprawling and bullshit. Like commuter cities, there was a band of vigilante. I think they wore certain kind of hats, and they would just, their whole point, like they had like a recognizable kind of get up or outfit or costume that would like kind of like a candy striper you would see in a hospital. Like they donate their time, and they would just like help old ladies across the street, or do you need help with that, and they were just do-gooders. And then he was one of those dudes. So I mean, he's really into superheroes and comic books, but it's because deep down he is just like the lion-hearted superhero kind of guy. He's very generous. He always mentored younger animators. He's not petty and weird about money or power or status or title. He's just like, let's put the ego in a fucking desk drawer and light it on fire and let's get to fucking work. What needs to happen here? What's the task at hand that will make this show run smoother? It's Chris Calvi. Chris Calvi was a mentor to me, big time. He taught me the value of mentorship, how to sort of pass stuff along to the younger generations. He and Gerald Howard, I would say, those are the two that really had a pretty profound effect on me. Anthony Scott, for sure. They were all on my first stop motion job, those three. Generous souls. Anyway, cheers to you, Chris Calvi. This bud's for you, brother. Love you, big time. I had to give you a little nod and mention on my podcast because it was so fun having lunch with you. My God. Talking about Bauhaus and Susie and the Banshee, all these crazy concerts he's been to in the last couple of years. Weird old 80s acts. What else? Deuteronomy. I'm actually pulling up to the camp here. Pick up my son. I'm going to take my son to the Lego store because he's been so good this summer. He's been such a trooper. And he really wants this one Lego set. We've been looking, and it's like, it's coming soon. And actually, I think it came out yesterday. It's probably like $44, which is in my price range. And I'd like to buy it for him because he's been a badass. The thing that he's really into lately, he's like, Dad, I think what I want to do is not open the box and just store it in the closet. And then in a year, this thing's going to be worth double. And I'm like, that's great. That's a year of not playing with this really sick set. I don't know if you want to do that, brother. And plus, in a year, there's maybe something that you would prefer to play. Well, what if you're not even into Legos in a year? I mean, Jesus, buddy, you're so fickle with your... No. He's been rock solid into Legos. Who knows? I don't know. He's the author of his own destiny. He may just keep this set in his closet, which is a wise investment. I wish I had the money to buy 2 sets. I'd be like, here, put this one on ice, double your money, and then bingo, play with this one. Sell it on eBay. Apparently, there's a Lego set that's worth like $8,000. It's like the Cloud City set with the original what's his fuck? Oh god, I can't remember names. Boba Fett? So what, Mish? So what? So what? Yeah, alright. Well, don't listen. So what? I know. I'm not that interesting, so just don't fucking listen. I'm broadcasting a vibe. If you hate it, turn it off, man. The rest of you guys, peace and love.